What's up, guys? I'm gonna show you how I put my aftermarket fog lights and made them work without the stalk switch. This is for 2006 Toyota Sienna. Okay, I didn't want to buy the stalk switch. Said it was costing $200. I wasn't trying to spend that money when I knew that I could, with a little research, I could make it work. Yeah, I was been doing research on this for a while, and couldn't find anything that would explain it. I did put got the fog light relay, but I had to do a little modification. I'm gonna show you right now and explain it to you real fast. Okay, so basically up here, when you turn on the lights, I get positive up here. Okay, the middle is constant power all the time. When so basically this makes a switch, but one of these is supposed to get a ground. When you turn on the lights, I get positive on both. So I don't know if this is something that works with the ECU once you put the stalk switch, but I didn't want to take a chance and run ground to any of these and burn something up. So when I tested this circuit, it was a dead circuit. So right there, I knew that this is the one that goes to the power for the fog lights. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back in the slot, but this one's not being used. I'm basically using this to tap into this terminal. Okay, again, it's a dead circuit, so it won't affect anything internal in the relay, because I'm just using this to press it in the slot. Okay, just when you wrap it up, make sure you don't wrap it up too thick in there. Okay, because then it's gonna be, you're gonna have a hard time trying to put it in there. All right, I wrapped it up with tape, that way it can stay firmly on the terminal as I press it in. All right, so you put it back in the slot, stays there. Okay, now for this application, you gotta add, you're supposed to add another relay, unless you want to go back there and start looking in back of the fuse box for the wires to that relay. It's too complicated. But anyway, this is what I did. Okay, you have to put 86 and 87 together. All right, 86 and 87 together. That way, when you add ground to this wire, okay, which is 85, when you add ground to this right here is going to go to the ignition. That way, in case if I ever forget to turn off the switch, once I shut off the car, it'll automatically kill the power to this. Okay, I added a 15 amp fuse, which is going to go to this here, which comes from the ignition. All right, I'm just going to tap into this one. This comes from my alarm system that I put in here like 8 years ago. I put this remote starter in here. So it's okay, you can tap into this. I'm gonna peel this wire, and I'm gonna make a little hole in between. I'm gonna probably cut this about here, put it in between the wire, and wrap it up real nice and tight, and put plenty of black electrical tape on that line. Okay, so now when I turn on my ignition, I'm gonna have power going to my relay. Okay, because you can't just run direct power without a relay. You're gonna heat up the wire, and you're gonna get a fire. Your car's gonna catch on fire. Okay, so basically 86 and 87. Okay, put those two wires together, add a fuse. Okay, once you tap ground, I'm gonna I'm gonna use the switch that came with the aftermarket fog lights. I already found the circuit when it makes with my multimeter. See? See, it's on now. This is how I found with a multimeter. See, on continuity. Yeah. You got to test each wire as you press the switch in. But you could add a simpler switch, so that way you don't get confused. So anyway, okay. So one of these sides is gonna go to ground of the body anywhere. Get a self tap, get a terminal. I'm gonna use this one here that came with the aftermarket wiring. I just cut it. I'm gonna put it in there, and that's it. Then I'm gonna tap to one side of the. I'm gonna run ground to one side, and then this side here is gonna go to this side. Okay, which is 85. Then 30. Once this makes a switch, when you run ground to it, it's going to make a switch. This power here is going to come down to here, which is 30 on the relay. Okay. Then that's it. This one's running to the bottom part of the factory relay that I showed you, which I'm just using the terminal. I'm not using the relay. I'm just using the terminal to hold the wire in place. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so once I turn on my ignition, I'm gonna have 12 volts coming out of here. When I shut off my car, there won't be any more power going to this, and you know, I won't have to worry about shutting the switch on and off. Okay, because it's already going to shut off automatic by me shutting off the ignition. Alright, so when I'm done, I'll show you part 2 of the video. Okay, but basically, you know, I was doing a lot of research, and there's people wondering if they can wire up their fog lights without the aftermarket wiring. They want to use the factory wiring, so this is the only way to do it. Okay, I'll show you part 2 when I'm done.